I think now what I'll do is I'll just play for just a couple of moments, and I'll just play 1-6-2-5 in the key of G, and I'll use as much of the fretboard as I can, and you'll see that we can stay in an area or we can constantly move down or up. Hopefully I'll play it slow enough that you'll get some ideas from it, and then you can try the same exercise yourself. 1. Now, not the greatest of progressions, but when you sit and think about it, you'll be looking for more continuity. Now, the same progression could be taken and we could half step into the bass notes to give it more movement, so we can that's quite a nice idea to experiment with. Let me just speed that up for you now. Okay, let's have a further look at the 6th chord. If you remember in our harmony studies, the 2 chord, the 3 chord and the 6 chord were our minors. And the most common substitution to start with was to turn each of these minor chords into dominants. Now, it's not a big deal. Basically, the difference between a minor 7th chord and a dominant 7th chord is only 1 note. So it's not like learning a bunch of new shapes. Let me just show you A minor 7th. And here's a nice 1 note moving, G, G sharp, becomes E7 raised 9. So it's not a huge changing of fingers. And that's our first substitutions, is now to take the minor chords and change them to dominant. So we can still do our 1-6-2-5s or 2-5-1s and change each of the minor chords to dominants. Let's have a listen to the difference it makes in sound. 1, 6, or 2 dominant, or 5, and instead of the 1 chord being our major 7th, let's also change that now to a dominant. So what we end up is with our G7th, or E7th, A7th, D7th, 4 dominant chords. And if I play this for a moment, you'll discover that it sounds a lot more like blues, as opposed to the colourful chords of the major 7th. Some nice sounds there. Again, we can use all the same approach. We can half step into the chord. We can add different colours to them. Remember the raise 9, flat 9, raise 5, ordinary 5. All the things that we've used in previous chord voicings, we can bring this to our new progression now. Let me just show you the half stepping. Some nice sounds there. Again, we can take from any point, and we could start our G here. We're looking for a close E7th, an A7th, a D7th. We might start G7 here. Look for your E, maybe an altered, A, or D, G, E, or A, or D, and back to a G. In previous lessons we've looked at double stops and intervals, etc. And these can all be brought to our progressions now. Let me just introduce a few double stops for you to show you. I'll not go back over them all, but you can address those lessons yourself. See the idea?